Welcome to Explorer D-Rock. Let's go. Good morning. Welcome back. Up around Ithaca, New York today at Robert H Treman State Park. We'll hit a gorge trail similar to yesterday at Watkins Glen. It's supposed to be several falls down through here. The tallest is over 100 feet. It's called Lucifer Falls. Got here early this morning, as you can see. First one here, just the way I like it. If you see the building over there in the background, that's the old mill building. See a little waterfall over there behind it. Gonna start over there. Let's go check it out. Not sure that it has a name, but this is a nice little falls. I guess I should mention there's an upper and a lower entrance. I'm at the upper entrance. This is where the old mill house is. The lower entrance is, there's a big swimming hole down there, and that's where Lower Falls is. But I'm starting at the top of the gorge. This is a little closer to Lucifer Falls. Hoping to get down there and photograph it before a bunch of people get here. It is a Tuesday, so hopefully it'll be low traffic today, unlike yesterday. Let's head that way. One more look at this little falls. Got some nice yellow colors around it. I think it came away with a decent image. Now let's head back down to the other end of the parking lot. Hit the gorge trail. As we get down to where the actual gorge starts, this reminds me a whole lot of Watkins Glen State Park. As you see straight ahead down there, we got our first bridge we'll come to. Also got some pretty nice looking color down through here. A lot of yellow again. Water flow looks nice as well, so hopefully we come away with some good shots today. Started out with a 15 to 35 on for that first little falls by the mill. Looks like that's going to be short-lived. Looks like I'll be going back to the 24 to 105. Here's the first falls we come to. Should be able to get a nice shot of this down closer to the bridge, hanging back up this way. Put my longer lens on and we'll head on down that way. Here's a look back up from the bridge. I think I got a decent shot looking back up through there on this first falls. We'll look on down the gorge from the bridge here. If I'd have got here earlier, probably would have got a really nice sunrise down through there. But the snooze button got me. Got here a little later than I wanted to. Let's head on down through there. Barely out of sight of the little bridge up there. Come on down the trail a little ways and come to our first significant falls. Nice little cascading type falls here. Should be able to come away with some decent images here. Really like this little falls. Looks like the sun's going to join the sun today. As you can see, done shining in behind us. Hopefully none of the falls are in direct sun. Otherwise, may have to break the ND back out. Anyway, let's try to get a few shots of this falls. As you can see here just below the falls, making some foam and bubbles there. As we all know, I like some long exposure photography, so I stopped down to f/22. Got about a 3-second exposure and come away with a little swirl there. Here's one last look at this falls. We'll head on down. The side profile of Lucifer Falls. I think they have this listed as 115 feet. I'd say the springtime, there where all the moss is usually water flowing over that. Still decent flow for today, nothing spectacular. I believe that the best vantage point for Lucifer Falls is probably along the rim trail right up here at this overlook. So if the sun's not beating in here, maybe after we come back up the gorge trail, may stop up there and see if we can get a little better look at Lucifer Falls. While I'm already here on the gorge trail though, I'm going to go ahead and get a few shots here with a side profile. See what I come away with. Really like that tree straight across there. Got a lot of yellow, a little bit of orange on it. A little limited on comps here on the side profile, but really nice little area here. One last look at Lucifer Falls. Coming on down past Lucifer Falls. Trail kind of cuts back over into the woods. Got a nice little dirt path down through here. Gets away from the rock for a little bit. Only bad thing about starting at the top, at the upper entrance, is going to be coming back up out of here. You saw it, little placards. It'll be around 900 feet of elevation gain coming back up out of here. So, sounds like it could be a calf burner. Once you get to the base of the hill, look to the right, see a nice little bridge. Might see if I can get somewhere and get a photograph of that. There's some nice color here. But gorge trail stays to the left here. If you go across the bridge, it'll take you back up to the rim trail. You could do a short loop here if you wanted to, if you just wanted to see Lucifer Falls. So on the way back up out of here, I'll probably cut across that bridge there and go up the rim trail on that side. That way I can get a shot of Lucifer Falls from that overlook up there. For the time being, let's see if we can get a shot of this bridge here. I think I came away with a decent shot of the bridge there. Got some nice color around it. Also took another shot back up the drainage here. Some nice color up through there as well. If these turned out any good, here's the shots. Come down to this next little falls. Not the biggest falls by no means, but as you can see, a lot of nice color behind it. And we got the bridge back up here too, with some nice color behind it. I think this should turn into a really good shot. If I come away with a good one, here it is. Next little falls here reminds me of some back at home. You got a big tree right in the splash pool. Got some nice reflection and color up through there. May still see what I can come away with. Not much further down the trail. Makes a little bend. You got this little cascade here. Got some nice color here around it, so set up, we'll get a real quick shot and head on down the trail. Caught a little whiff of skunk. Hopefully that's just somebody having an early morning smoke instead of an actual skunk along the trail. The trail comes downhill a little bit and we're welcomed by our next significant falls. This one here looks like it could be photogenic, even with the little stairway here to the right. Not quite as much color, but still a little yellow in there. Let's see what we can come away with. my knowledge, out of all the falls down through here, only two are named, Lucifer and Lower Falls. If any of these falls up through here have names that you know of, be sure to leave it down in the comments. Here's one last look at this falls. Really photogenic little spot here. If anyone was wondering, New York spiders set up their spider webs at around 6 feet as well. I've already took 2 or 3 to the face this morning. Really nice section of trail through here. As you can see, we're about halfway. Some thick greenery lining the trail. Really nice little area. Not real crazy about this section of trail. It takes you up away from the water. And there's a pretty decent little falls down there. Didn't see no way of accessing it. So, not a big fan of this little section. Hopefully it takes us back down to the creek here in a minute. Guessing this is possibly the section on the little map that says steep steps. Long run of stairs down through here. Pretty long way, whole section of trail there. Takes you up away from the creek. So on the way back up out of here, I was just going to do it out and back along the gorge trail. I think what I may do instead is just go ahead and get the elevation out of the way down here. Whenever I get down to the lower entrance, take the rim trail back up, since I'm wanting to get a shot of Lucifer Falls from that overlook. That way we ain't seeing the same thing twice as well. So, unless I change my mind, I think that's what we're gonna do. Not too far past that long run of stairs. Come down on the nice little falls. Decent little cascade type falls. Hopefully this ain't the only vantage point, but not seeing another one from here. Hopefully I'll be able to get below this one and get a couple shots back up at the falls. Pretty nice little tub over there. Be a nice spot to take a dip on a hot summer day. Get further away from the water again. If there was a lower viewpoint for that falls, it must have been where that big tree had fell down at. I don't really feel like climbing through a big tree top to get down there, so don't guess we'll get any shots of that falls. Well, the lower mile of the two here on the gorge trail should be called the Woodland Trail or something, because this is about, I don't know, halfway up the hill, nowhere near the water. Definitely not what I would consider gorge trail. Coming back down to the lower parking now. I'll head over to the other side of the parking area. Go check out Lower Falls. As I was coming down the trail, ran into a couple folks from Canada. I think they said they're from Quebec, maybe Ontario. Said this was their blue Porsche that I'd see here. They're on a road trip. I think they said today was their 27th day. Maybe one day I can be retired and be able to do things like that. A person can always dream, I guess. We're approaching Lower Falls. Look over to the left here. See a little runoff. Looks pretty photogenic. May try to get a shot of that here in a minute. Coming on over. Over in the bright sun there, you got Lower Falls. Nice little cascading type falls. Unfortunately, right in the sun, so Probably gonna have to break out the ND circular polarizer to get some shots of this one. A lot of blue sky above it. May make for a decent image. You got a few little wispy clouds up there. Let's head on over and see what we come away with. Definitely gonna have to get the ND out. Wish the little walkway over to the falls wasn't there. The red barrier and stuff's an eyesore. Maybe I can get an angle on this here in a minute that don't incorporate that. Put the 6-stop ND circular polarizer on. I think I came away with a couple decent shots of lower falls here. Let me see if I can get on the other side of the splash pool here and get a little better angle at it. About half sun, half shade from over here, but hopefully come with a decent shot. One last look at Lower Falls. Alright, since I'm already on this side, I'm going to head down the right side of the drainage down through here and go connect with the rim trail. Getting to be a lot of people here around the Lower Falls area, so I'm going to bypass shooting this one here. Head on up that way. A little placard here talking about the hemlocks. Behind these little cottages is where you'll find the start of the rim trail. 2 miles back up the hill. I'm guessing that this is around 900 feet of elevation. And we'll get started with some stairs. Short ways up the rim trail, get a little different vantage point of Lower Falls. Definitely got some elevation in there pretty quick, around 300 feet in a quarter mile. Looks like it's kind of gradual for a little bit. Head on up through here. Starting to get a few clouds, looks like. Hopefully that'll make for some good even light at the Lucifer Falls overlook. Kind of low flow, so I don't really feel like getting my feet wet for this shot. From on over to the left here. But here's a little different viewpoint from the base of Lucifer Falls. There's the bridge I photographed earlier. If you decide to make that loop, which I highly recommend, because the upper half of the trail is where you're going to see all your water features. The lower mile is pretty much just woodland walking, except for getting to see Lower Falls. Anyway, now for the not so fun part. Heading up to the overlook. All these stairs. Right up there is the overlook for Lucifer Falls. If you look down the gorge, this would have been a great spot to have been for sunrise this morning. As you can tell, I'm breathing heavy. Plenty of stairs. Sign here, it says danger, do not climb over fence. So that definitely means you got to climb over the fence to get the best shot. Here's a look down on Lucifer Falls from the overlook. Half sun, half shade on the falls. Pretty contrasty. Not the best vantage point for photography. About halfway down the hill would be a little better, but as you can see, it's pretty much straight down. One last look at Lucifer Falls. Little overlook. Guess it's supposed to look down on the falls, but it's obstructed by all this greenery here. And you may notice got some people walking up the far side there, up the gorge trail. This could have probably been another good spot to have been for sunrise this morning. Some decent sky interest today. A lot more clouds out now than there was earlier this morning. Not a ton of flow today, but great state park. Very underrated in my opinion. Don't see a whole lot about it online or anything. Robert Treman State Park. Lucifer Falls and Lower Falls is definitely the two biggest falls on the trail. Lucifer Falls is over 100 feet. I want to say 115 or something like that's what they say it is. But springtime flow on Lucifer Falls would definitely be something to see. It's about, I don't know, I'd say a third of what it would be of the springtime today. Still fairly photogenic. Got quite a bit of yellows here, as has been the case with the places I've been up here so far. Still got a little time. Got some cloud cover. Last time I was up here, I went to Ithaca Falls, and it was blue sky and sunshine. Didn't get any very good shots there, so since I'm here close to Ithaca, I think we'll head over there next. Ithaca Falls is just a short walk from parking. If you're ever near Ithaca, New York, highly recommend stopping here and checking it out. Several people out fishing below the falls here today. A little bit of color around the falls. Still going to be pretty bright above the falls there, even with the ND. Hopefully I come away with a decent image. If so, here's the shot. We got a mallard cruising on up towards the falls. Acquired a couple more fishermen here, so going to make post-processing fun, having to edit out some people. Finally got some decent sky interest coming in above the falls. It maybe won't just be a big white blob. Try to get a few shots in real quick, and then we might try to check out somewhere else here in Ithaca. One last look at Ithaca Falls. Still in Ithaca, about 2 miles from Ithaca Falls. Came over to check out another little falls called Wells Falls. For parking, parked at the Mulholland Wildflower Preserve. Come back and crossing the street, get down to the falls. Looks like somebody's already down there. Here's from the bridge. Let's go down there and check out these falls. Coming up on the falls now. Got some pretty cool trees down here with a lot of exposed roots. I'll try to incorporate some of them into a shot. Coming up on the falls there. See an old building on the other side. Not real sure what that used to be. That used to be some kind of mill or what. Got a few drops of the falls there. Sky's pretty white right now. Have to try to shoot this without getting much sky in it if I can. But enough of me talking. Let's see if we can get some images. To avoid having so much sky, I'm cutting off a little bit of the building. Might be enough cloud up there now to incorporate some sky. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, this is a pretty neat spot, even though it's hard to photograph. One last look at Lucifer Falls. Came away with a few decent shots here, I think. Gotta head south pretty soon, so I think we'll make one more stop on our trip here around Ithaca. Got a covered bridge we're gonna go check out. Let's go. Should be coming up on Newfield Covered Bridge. Turning here on Bridge Street. And there it is. Field. Now I gotta see if I can find somewhere to park and get a few shots. A little placard here at parking gives a little bit of history. Judging by the way this is made, I'd say one time it probably wasn't a covered bridge. Got a placard on the inside here that says restored by M.S. Grayton, 1972. So that may be the last time this was restored. Right here off the little parking area, looks like they are making this a little nicer. Making a little stairway down. Got a little bridge, a little viewing area. Can't get down there right now because they got it all fenced off. But one last look at Newfield Covered Bridge. That's going to wrap it up for today's adventures in New York. We'll be headed south to Pennsylvania now. If you enjoyed today's adventure, if you would, be sure to give me that like. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.